It is the first week of November, which means, according to my book, you can officially play Christmas music without my judgment. It also means it is time for us to discuss what I think are the best stocks to invest in for November of 2025. Like always, I like to hit different parts of the stock market, and also there are some familiar names here because I'm a long-term investor. If we have done our research properly and the stock was good a few months ago, it should still be good now, which is the case. But we got some good new entries here, and I am quite excited about those, so we will discuss those too. Let's go ahead and break it down. I'll start off with the oldies but goodies, if you will. One of these I've been talking about for quite a while. That is Honeywell, HWM. It's been almost a year, and it's paid off. So up 34% in just the last 6 months, up 106% over the last year. I would say it's probably been at least December or January was the first time I brought up Honeywell. So your boy is definitely in the green on that one. And for those who have hit the subscribe button, this is why you want to be here. I know what I'm talking about more often than not, and this is why. GE, y'all know what y'all be talking about as well, because I think one of y'all had brought up GE if I'm not mistaken. But GE is up 51% in the last 6 months and up 79% over the last year. The same reasons why I like Honeywell, same reasons why I like GE. Both of these were the old stocks that we have talked about. Now, this one is relatively new. This is BK, Bank of New York Mellon. This is one of the finance stocks that has made the list. Up 31% in the last 6 months, up 43% over the last year. I want some diversification in different areas. Now, because the stock market is up across the board, at least at the time that we're doing this video, what I tried to do here is always try to look at, the cream of the crop, what's doing well. Obviously, I don't want to search through the trash can and try to shine something up and present it to over 13,000 people here on this channel, okay? I want to pick among the cream of the crop. And then even more, I tried to find those stocks that were in or near their 52-week high. The reason why I did that is there are several research studies that show that companies or stocks rather that are near their 52-week high have a higher likelihood to continue to perform well in that next year. So I want to continue with that momentum. And I did that as I was searching to narrow down that search because so many stocks are doing well. So let's say we're talking about the S&P 500, I need to narrow that down to 50. And now that I have 50 stocks, maybe I can narrow it down to 30 and then have a more manageable list. So that's the rare air that we are talking about in this particular video. And these aren't the only great stocks in the world, but these are my best bets. Next here is Valero, VLO, in the energy sector. There are several energy stocks. You guys know the NRG is one of my favorites. I've been holding that for almost 2 years now, and I've talked about all the money that I made on NRG, but Valero is a new stock that I don't think we've discussed much about. Valero is up 44% in the last 6 months, up 37% over last year. So if you're looking for something new, something recent, then that's something that you can add to your watch list right now. Something we have not talked about, but this is, I would say, one of the more obvious stocks out there, and it's Nvidia. Nvidia is back on the scene. I would argue that it's never not been on the scene. It's perhaps still the most valuable company on the face of the earth, but momentum wise, because there was a point in time where it was not performing the way that it had years ago, but it's up 80% in the last 6 months and up 52% in the last year. So if it's not on your watch list for some reason, it absolutely should moving forward if you don't already own shares. We've talked about Nvidia on this here channel, and you probably likely seen that Cash App video of all the 300% gain of whatever that gain is at this point in time. But Nvidia is on there. But here's where things get fun, because the next two stocks here are up over 100%, and we have not talked about either of these, one of which we have not talked about in a very, very long time. The first one is Lam Research Corp. Now, I invested in Lam Research Corp for the first time maybe in 2021 or 2022, made money, sold it, ain't talked about it since because it absolutely fell off the face of the earth. for a time. I think the last time we talked about it, I did a video on stock splits, and I think they did a stock split. I would have to go back and see. But they are back. They are finally back. Lam Research Corp, LRCX, is the stock symbol there. It's up 124% in the last 6 months and up 115% over the last year. I am so happy that they are back. Okay, they used to be one of my favorite stocks that had made me money for a good bit of time, and they're back on it. So this is one of those stocks I'm telling you right now. I'll tell you right now. Come the end of December, they will be in my portfolio if this momentum continues. Now, what I will do, and what I encourage you to do, what I always do, is they're going to be on my list, and I'm going to continue researching. That's the whole point of these videos, and see why. I need to know the why. Why have they taken off? What is going on? Why did they fall off a year or so ago? So I can see if this is something that's going to continue. I need to know what changed. Was it the CEO? Or are they selling something different? Is it AI? What is happening with this company to see if that's something that I would expect to continue into 2026, at least in the first half of 2026. So these are things I'm thinking about ahead of time. So that is what I would need to know before I put my money into it. But I got time for me, because that's why I'm going to make those changes. I got time to think about that for Lam Research Corp. And here's the one that absolutely shocked me. Hood. I'm talking about the Hood. That is Robinhood is up 215% in the last 6 months and up 513% in the last year. Let me repeat. Robinhood somehow, some way is up 215% in the last 6 months and up 513% over the last year. I don't know what exactly is happening here or why, but it caught my attention. It's up and now it's on all of our radars. We need to do some investigating. Now, if you want me to look into it, I most certainly can and will. I just need 3 of y'all to say, hey, what's going on in the comments, and then we can go and do that. Y'all not going to tell me I'm not going to do it, because I'm not going to waste my time and not get the views and all that type of stuff. Because it takes a lot to do it and record it and research, and all the time it takes that you don't see me on camera reading and researching to do those videos, okay? So I want to make sure that's going to be worth all of our times. One other note, perhaps two. On Lam Research Corp, one reason why it may have taken off is because somebody knows something. That person's not me in this case, but there was insider buying. I did take that note. This is the type of research that I'm doing when I'm not on camera, and why you also want to sign up for our newsletter at buildingbread.com/news. And we do that newsletter every 2 weeks. But insiders have been buying 21 insider buys versus just 17 in the last 12 months. And for those that don't know, insiders mean CEOs, people on the board of directors, have been buying more than selling. Again, if I haven't mentioned this, there was a Harvard study in the 1990s that showed that those who buy, or when they buy rather, that tells us, well, one, anytime somebody buys, it means, you know, there's only one reason why you would buy, but also that tends to outperform the stock market. Now, when they sell, they can sell because they buy a yacht, for all we know. But when they buy it does mean something. This happened in the last 12 months. So we've also seen that for Lam Research Corp, it's up 115% in the last 12 months. So they might have been on to something. So more research there. But going back to our original topic, back to Robinhood, I really need to figure out what's going on there. Could this be related to how well crypto is doing? Perhaps. Could this also be related to the pattern day trading rule, a video that I have talked about, and how that frequency could mean something? I did name drop Robinhood in that. Maybe that could be related. I'm not entirely sure, though that would not shock me, but also for it to be a 500% in the last year would also be quite interesting. Is that the entire reason? I'm not entirely sure. But trust me, I'm going to find out before I add this to my portfolio, and I would encourage you to do so as well, because that why is extremely important. You want to know what you are investing in, and to do that, you want to figure out why you are investing in it too, to know why those assets are performing in that way, because you need to have that setting, right? If this thing changed, if this context changed, if the environment changes, is this stock going to do well? And the only reason you're going to know that is why is this stock doing well now, right? And if this changes, then I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. So you have to have that background knowledge. Now, if you need more background knowledge in terms of what is going on in the stock market and what you need to be aware of, then you want to check out these videos right here.